The first time she touched me, 3 guards died before I even understood why. I didn't see it happen. I just heard the sound, metal hitting the floor, bodies collapsing, weapons clattering in a way that didn't make sense. 1 second they were there, the next they weren't, and her hand was still on my wrist, tight, possessive, like I wasn't allowed to move anymore. I was never supposed to be assigned to her, that's what everyone kept saying. Even the commander looked confused when he read my name off the list like it didn't belong there. Guard duty, he muttered, scanning the tablet again. Royal Wing. A few of the others nearby went quiet, too quiet. Sir, that can't be right, someone said under their breath. The commander ignored him, but I didn't. Royal Wing, I asked. He looked up at me then, not angry, not annoyed, just cautious. You don't ask questions about assignments like this, he said. That was the first red flag. The second was the way the room changed after that. No one spoke, no one even looked at me, like I had already done something wrong. I should have pushed harder, asked more, but I didn't. I just nodded and walked out with the others, and that was the moment everything started. The Royal Wing wasn't like the rest of the station. The rest of the place was functional metal corridors, exposed wiring, dim industrial lighting, built for survival, not comfort. This was different. The walls were smooth, seamless. Dark like polished obsidian, but faint lines of light ran through them, pulsing slowly like a heartbeat. There were no guards at the entrance. That should have scared me more than anything else. Instead, it made my chest tighten for a different reason. Anticipation. I stepped inside, and the door sealed behind me. She's inside. The voice came from nowhere, calm, emotionless. Maintain distance, do not initiate contact. Do not respond if she speaks, do not. The voice cut out just like that, no explanation, no finish, silence. I stood there for a second, letting the words settle in my head. Do not respond if she speaks. That didn't make sense. Why would she speak to a guard, unless? The thought didn't finish, because the door in front of me opened, and I saw her. She wasn't sitting. She wasn't surrounded by guards or attendants or anything that made her look important. She was standing by the far wall, looking out through a transparent panel at the stars beyond. Alone. For a moment I thought I had the wrong room, then she turned, and I forgot how to breathe. She didn't look like something that ruled empires. She looked quiet, not weak, not fragile, just still. Her skin carried that faint glow I'd heard rumors about, soft bioluminescent patterns that shifted slowly across her arms and collarbone. Her eyes weren't just bright, they felt deep, like they went somewhere far beyond what I could see, and when they landed on me, everything in the room changed. She didn't react, didn't flinch, didn't speak, she just looked. And somehow that was worse. I straightened instinctively, forcing myself into position, eyes forward, distance maintained, silent. That was the rule, so I followed it, even when I felt her watching me, even when the silence stretched too long. Even when it started to feel like something was building between us. I didn't move, I didn't speak, I didn't look back. You're new. The voice was soft, almost a whisper, but it hit like a shockwave. My body reacted before my mind did, every instinct screaming at me to respond, but I couldn't. Do not respond if she speaks. The rule echoed in my head like a warning, so I stayed still, silent. The air shifted. You heard me, she said, not a question, a statement. My throat tightened. I said nothing. Another step closer. You're different. I clenched my jaw, still nothing, and then she stopped right in front of me. Close enough that I could feel the faint warmth radiating from her skin, close enough that if I moved even slightly, I would break the rule. Look at me, she said. Everything inside me froze. I wasn't supposed to. But something in her voice. Not command, not threat, something else, something softer. I lifted my gaze, just a little, just enough, and that's when everything shifted. She wasn't what I expected, not completely alien, not completely human. Something in between. Her eyes held mine, and for a second I saw it. Not power, not control, something quieter. Loneliness. It hit me so unexpectedly that I forgot where I was, forgot who she was. You're not afraid, she said. I blinked. I should be. You should. A pause, then almost quieter. But you're not. I swallowed. That was a mistake, because I had just answered her. The rule, I broke it. I realized it a second too late, and so did she. But she didn't react the way I expected. She didn't call for guards, didn't punish me. Instead, she smiled just slightly, and that was worse because it meant something. I just didn't know what yet. The first few days I thought it was a one-time mistake, that she would ignore me after that I would go back to being invisible. I was wrong. She started speaking to me every time I was on duty. At first it was small things. Observations. You stand too stiff. You watch the door more than me. You don't trust this place. Each time I tried not to respond. Each time I failed, and each time. She noticed, she always noticed, but she never punished me. That was the part that didn't make sense. Others avoided even looking at her door. The few staff members who entered her chamber moved like they were walking through a minefield, silent, careful, terrified, but me. She talked to me like I was normal, like I wasn't just a guard, like I was something else. Why do you stay silent when I speak? The question came suddenly one night. I hesitated, then exhaled slowly. Because I'm not supposed to answer. Who told you that? The system, the command. And you obey them. Yes. She stepped closer, more than you obey me. That question felt dangerous. I chose my words carefully. You're not supposed to speak to me. Another pause, then. Do you want me to stop? That caught me off guard. I looked at her, really looked this time, and something inside me shifted. No, I said quietly. Her expression changed. Not much, just enough. Good, she whispered. Days turned into something else, something I didn't have a name for. It wasn't friendship, it wasn't trust, but it wasn't nothing. She started asking questions about Earth, about humans. About things that didn't seem important, music, weather, the way people laughed, but every question felt intentional, like she was trying to understand something deeper, and the more we talked, the more I realized something was wrong. Not with her, with everything around her. They're afraid of you, I said one evening. She didn't deny it. They should be. That's not an answer. It's the only one you'll get. I frowned. You don't act like someone they should fear. What? Her gaze shifted slightly. That's because you don't see what they see. Then show me. The moment the words left my mouth, I knew I'd gone too far. The air changed instantly. Heavier, sharper. She stepped closer again, slow, deliberate. Are you sure? She asked. I hesitated, then nodded. That was the second mistake. It didn't happen immediately. At first, nothing changed. Then, the lights flickered just once and the temperature dropped. I felt it before I saw it. A pressure building in the room. The same kind of weight I'd only felt once before during combat simulations when systems overloaded and everything started breaking at once. But this wasn't a system. This was her. Her glow intensified. The patterns on her skin brightened, spreading up her neck, across her face like something waking up beneath the surface. Her eyes. They weren't just glowing anymore, they were burning. You wanted to see, she said. Her voice was different now. Layered, like more than one tone was speaking at once. I took a step back. Instinct, fear, too late. The wall behind me cracked, not physically, something deeper, like space itself had fractured. What are you? I whispered. She tilted her head slightly, and for a moment, I saw it. Not a princess, not just royalty, something far beyond that. I am not what they told you, she said, and then everything stopped just like that. The light faded, the pressure disappeared. And she stood there again, quiet, still, but now I understood. This wasn't just someone important. This was something dangerous, something powerful enough that entire systems were built around controlling her, and I had just asked her to show it. You should leave, she said softly. I didn't move. I can't. You can. I won't. That surprised her. I saw it in the way her expression shifted again. You don't understand what you're doing, she said. Then explain it. I can't. What? Or you will. Silence, then. They're going to take you away. My chest tightened. What? You've been noticed. By who? She didn't answer. She didn't have to. I already knew. The next morning they came, not guards, something else, black armor. No markings, no voices. They didn't explain, didn't hesitate. They just grabbed me, pulled me out of the chamber like I didn't belong there anymore, like I had crossed a line I wasn't supposed to cross, and maybe I had. But as they dragged me down the corridor, I realized something worse. She wasn't following. They took me somewhere deeper, colder, a place I had never seen before, and that's when I heard it, her voice, not in the room, not in the corridor. In my head, you shouldn't have stayed. My breath caught.